What are dark secrets about the porn industry that people should know?
The article does a good job of summarizing the way these men sex trafficked women and manipulated them. Go down the rabbit hole, and there are women who have shared their personal experiences with this company. I won't paste names here. These are truly horror stories. I was never particularly anti-porn, but I'm thinking this is more the norm how these content providers work, and visiting those sites now is a real moral mindfuck. One of the lawyers who represented the defendants said amateur porn doesn't make sense economically, and I believe him. You can't pay someone just a few $1,000s for their anonymity unless they are broke, naive, manipulated, trapped, cheated, lied to, etc. This really affected me.
A lot of the 18-year-olds in the porn industry probably were in it when they were younger too.
If you have any 80s VHS tapes of Tracy Lords, you could potentially be in possession of child pornography. She used fake identification and was 16 when she began filming and may have even been as young as 15.
I know a girl who did some porn and she started doing it when she was only a teenager, except all her porn videos were labeled 18+ edit. She started doing porn at 16, and they just lied and said she was 18+ in her videos, even though she was underage.
The grooming and locking. If you've never heard of locking, it's basically when a group of girls doing porn are living together, typically, and they are pressured to spend their money by producers who claim to be their friends. The goal here is to diminish any sort of saving money thought process, and they make it out like the money will never stop coming. This keeps them broke and making doing more shoots. Edit, just wanted to say thanks for the upvotes. Hopefully this will be top comments so more awareness gets out. Grooming doesn't stop because they made a few videos.
Great, after reading these comments I can no longer watch porn. Thanks boah.
A lot of actors takes a lot of drugs. Like a lot plus basically every male actor gets erectile dysfunction after being in the business for so long as they are pumped up on Viagra.
Oh, I also used to drive some exotic dancers 2 or 3 cities to do regular doctor appointments. They never felt safe going local because they always get recognized and people get creepy. Not sure if that counts as porn industry, but I'd imagine the same rules apply.
Many of the 18-year porn stars were recruited when they were 16 or 17.
That's some companies like Girls Do Porn systematically trick/coerce young women into porn. Source:
Child actors from Thailand.
A trafficked 15-year-old was found on Pornhub. Almost 100 videos. She was verified by Pornhub while trafficked.
Hot Girls Wanted, produced by Rashida Jones, explores most of the seedy practices discussed in here.
James Dean, the famous porn star who made a killing by looking like an authentic, genuine dude, is a rapist according to several co-stars and his ex-girlfriend Stoya. But the porn industry didn't get a Me Too movement, so he's still in porn and Stoya isn't. And it wasn't even a fucking secret edit. Apparently she's still doing porn, just on her own platform at zerospaces.com. Edit, 2 ex-girlfriends.
1. Amateur/homemade 18 years old vids are likely not 18 too. The industry gives no shits about protecting minors. If it were legal they'd go as low as they could. See Japan, Color Climax, Tracy Lords. Tracy Lords' case is especially despicable due to all the hate she received when it came out she was 16 in her vids and 14 in her pinups, as well as the fact that in 1987 they made a porn film about her sexual exploitation. 3. Pornhub specifically makes it especially difficult to get minors taken down from the site even if you report multiple times. Several famous minors are actually recommended search terms. 4. Not really the industry, but whenever there's a high-profile rape in the news the victim's name becomes a popular search terms on all sites.
It was once legal in some countries to use children.
Some girls are tricked into filming the video. They're promised to do some modeling, and when they arrive they find out that it's more than just a few pictures. Porn is a big human trafficking industry. Nowhere near as rampant and dangerous as child trafficking, but it's still very active.
Does it bother anyone else how abundant the teen and incest/stepfamily content is on Pornhub? Edit, I am not into those.
A lot of the time child pornography slips through the cracks. More often than not those girls that look 14 to 16 are actually within that age range, but nobody questions it because age checks don't happen often. So next time you're spanking your bacon to some petite flat-chested teen barely legal shit, think twice before you nut, that may be a child.
They, mainly Pornhub, but most sites do it, turn a blind eye to human trafficking because that rings in over 1/3 of their profits through these homemade videos. Also there was a petition to get Pornhub taken down for this.
Not sure if it's been said yet, but the outdoor or public scenes require permits to shoot. 80% of the time the crew shows up with a police scanner and cheeses it before the cops show up. Edit yes folks, there's worse out there than evading paperwork filing costs in the porn industry, but when posting initially I really expected this to be overlooked. Also cheese it is an outdated term apparently.
A lot of girls get trafficked into porn, or they are coerced into rougher/fetishized scenes that they are uncomfortable with but feel they have to perform because they are unsafe, and in some cases, they aren't even able to say their safe words. There is a lot of drugs and violence involved. Actresses may be offered drugs like Xanax before a scene, and some have been asked to eat apples so that they can vomit on screen. Injuries may occur, including the woman who left a rough BJ scene and had burst a blood vessel in her eye due to the nature of the shoot. There is plenty more horror stories online.
Pornhub actively removes any criticism on Reddit using the admins. You'll receive at minimum 3-day suspension, or perhaps more, just for mentioning that they consistently fail to remove child porn or non-consensual rape videos. Just Google Pornhub fail to remove videos. Too many to count. Edit it's under harassment on the content policy.
Often men takes Viagra, Cialis, and other drugs to stay long. Some of them even takes the drugs with a syringe in their own penis. Most of the cum is a mixed fluid. They take it in an extra camera shot so that it looks normal. Christian XXX molests the women after the clip is finished. About every woman says that.
Nowadays, it's very similar to a studio-style 9-to-5 job. Nobody is really making a lot of money anymore. I've been in and out of it for about 25 years. It's morphed into this industry where smarter people use pornography to build a brand. The people that were popular 25 years ago wouldn't get far today because they were primarily only interested in getting paid up front for shooting scenes. If I'm going to do this, I want $300. Those types. So those people could go out and get paid $600 per film, which was great money back in 2001. Many people busted their asses to make as much content as they could, but there was no residual income after that. So that's why in the late 90s and early 2000s, there were simply so many films. Now the women are tracking their income on the back end with things like Snapchat and OnlyFans. It's not a cleaner industry by any means.
Porn isn't a how-to guide for your own sex life.
The porn industry is very toxic and the actors are treated very badly.
Pornhub has already been directly involved with human traffic of a teenage girl. There were 100 videos of her. She was verified. Pornhub literally supported pedophilia, human traffic and rape.
ITT, a lot of people, rightly, bashing Pornhub for their transgressions, yet no one seems to be mentioning that you're just as likely to find underage girls in r/gone wild. And let's not pretend that Reddit is not a part of the porn industry.
Porn star Veronica Rodriguez filmed multiple videos with her real half-sister. They share a father. Yep, that's actual incest. Shit's messed up. Edit, her sister is Katya Rodriguez.